This is a reading for the energy of the late Kim Porter. So, how we do these readings is we talk about the energy reading, and then we do the birth chart, and then we do the tarot card reading. So, I connected with Kim's energy one morning. I woke up to a voice, and she said, "Wake up, you're running late. I'm Kim. I'm a Sagittarius." And I see the energy of this beautiful woman. I mean, absolutely stunning. And I wake up and I look at my phone, and sure enough, I'm late. And in a panic, I run and get in the shower and I Google Kim Porter because I'm like, did Kim Porter just wake me up and tell me I was going to be late? Sure enough, her birthday comes up. She's a Sagittarius. And I'm getting ready and I'm like, I don't believe this. This is crazy. I have an appointment to go to a plastic surgeon consultation, and I'm getting ready, and Kim is there, and she's telling me, this is a really bad idea. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. And I'm like, okay, supermodel, you're gorgeous. That's so easy for you to say, you know. I'm getting older and whatever, I just want to check it out and see what my options are. She says, I've had a lot of surgeries, some willing and some unwilling, and it's very painful. And again, just, it's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. Don't go through with it. But I got to get out. I got to go. It's taken me months to get in to see this doctor, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the office. Believe it or not, I get there. They can't find my appointment. And I have the confirmation email. So I pull it up. I'm showing the secretary. I'm showing the medical assistant. They're like, "You're just not in our computer system. We don't have an appointment for you." And they're apologizing and they're like, "I would just send you on through, but the doctor's out for the rest of the day and we would have to reschedule you because you're not here. He didn't think he had any more appointments." Okay, how many signs do I need? I'll just take Kim Porter's advice, and I guess this is not for me. So that's fine. I didn't reschedule. I left. Months later, I end up finding a different surgeon, doing a complete different procedure, completely happy with the results. Everything went great. And believe it or not, I have Kim Porter to thank because she literally woke me up and let me know this was not the guy, this was not the time, and I should not even do this. But I eventually connected with her energy. It took me some time, of course, but I did get around to doing her reading. And what she shows me is, as a very young girl, Kim was literally chosen. And she was chosen at a young age because of her beauty, but also because of her heritage. And it comes from her father's side. Now, it was really young. She had to be 5, 6 years old. I'm going to say 6 years old, and she's in the living room watching TV, and I can see her parents are in the kitchen area and they're arguing, they're fighting. And her mother is saying it has to be done. It has to be done. And she's real adamant about it. And her dad is saying no. And they're arguing about this. And she is insisting it's going to be done. It has to be done. And the father leaves. And this is when the father leaves Kim's life. And it's obviously an unwanted sacrifice that he is making, like literally. So it's something to do, though, with Kim's family heritage, like her ancestry, her bloodline. And it's that of like African royalty and queens. And so I see, like in past lives, she's done this before on this level to where she's of royalty, of queens of Africa heritage, and I'm shown like the Queen Amina of Zarara and that African queen, and how she had to sacrifice for her father and for her people and for the kingdom, and it was her mother who like basically put her up to it, right, in the story. So there's something similar with that in her past lives and in this life for Kim, it's something similar like that, to where she is the next one in line. You're of the bloodline, you're of the chosen family, heritage, crest, whatever it is, right? And so this life is the same kind of karma playing out yet again. And they're arguing, but the father leaves and the mom goes through with the deal. And basically, the mother keeps the father out. So at this point, the father's out, and it's like, I've made a deal with these elite people. That's what we're going to call them throughout the whole reading. We're going to call it these people, okay? These elite people. Her mother has connections with them because her mom works in some kind of social services, adoption agency, some kind of daycare feel. It's something like that. Her mom works with this kind of business. And I've said this before in past readings, with the Olsen boys in California. Their adoptive stepfather, who murdered them, his mother had a daycare agency and actually had ties to a lot of social services and social service workers and things like that. And I will continue to say, these people sometimes that work in these social services, in these daycares, in these adoption agencies, in these schools, sometimes in these churches, right, are not all to be trusted. And they know, and they're in the circles with this elite cult that practices child abuse, and they're connected with these agencies and these workers. And so, because her mother did that kind of work, there's something with it that she's connected into these circles early on, and they see Kim for what she is, and they find out about her ancestry and her bloodline, which, as I said, comes from her father. And he was trying to, in a way, keep it hidden. But when they found out what Kim was, what she came from, it's like they need that bloodline. They need that energy. Whatever it is that contains, that she has, right? So Kim's mom agrees, and before you know it, at a very young age, she's on the path to be a part of this elite secret society, these people, right? Literally, so much so that this was a deal that was made for whatever seems to be materialism and money. By her senior year of high school, she's on track to being a supermodel. Not that she shouldn't be, because I'm telling you, she is gorgeous. Even on the other side, this woman's energy, she's mesmerizing, beautiful. Like, it's just crazy. It's wow. And in person, it's absolutely stunning. So she already had that gift, but it comes from, again, the heritage, right? The bloodline. I wouldn't even doubt if some of it was magic, vanity magic and things, but just mesmerizing beauty, right? So that's there, and that's how they put her on the path. Now, her mom literally made the deal and groomed and trained her and convinced her, like literally convinced Kim to always be the sacrificial lamb. Like, you must do this because, again, there's this huge energy of obsession with money. Like, I cannot explain this obsession with money, like the fear of poverty or a lack of income. That material stability is everything. It is so important to these people. And so, like, literally anything will be done to keep financial security. But in the process of all of this, because that energy is so heavy, it's weird. I've never felt that before. But there is a lack of connection with God, and light spirituality. It's real 3D energy. I mean, it's real materialistic. So then there's no connection, if just like a lack of connection with anything good, for sure. Like the light side, like God. but there's still spirituality here because it's all tied into the dark arts, right? So that's totally accepted and even participated in because we're making a deal with these people, right? So it is what it is. Now, whether it was believed or not from the beginning, because maybe it's like, yeah, sure, we'll just whatever, sure, we'll go to your little rituals, we'll do your thing. As long as you promise that we're going to get this fame and this fortune and this career success and all these things. Okay, so maybe you didn't even believe in it, but then you soon find out that this is real for sure, right? But it's too late. You're in too deep, or it's just what you always did, and you're just controlled by the money and the status and the deals that you've made. It's literally there's control though with money. So there's like this arranged relationship is what she keeps going through. I do think with her first baby daddy, LB Shore, right? I do think there was something genuine there. I don't think he comes from that. You know what I mean? I think he fell into it because he got into the music industry kind of thing. But she literally comes from those people like for generations upon generations that they've been working out this karma and working together and doing this crap, right? So whether LB comes from it or not, there was something genuine with that. But again, she was placed with him and then she's placed with Puffy. These are arranged kind of relationships, literally put in, placed there, right? And I talk about this in other readings too with some of these rappers in the music industry and how they will get with certain people like these IG models, these baby mamas, these, whatever, watch these girls, right? Because they're sent in. So Kim's literally like one of those girls because, again, her contract was made a way long time ago when her mother made the contract. That's why she's on her way to be a supermodel, but she's sent in to be with certain people, right? Well, they literally arrange these people to be together because, again, it's something with her heritage, the beauty of her ancestors, that bloodline, her youth at the time, too, because it's all part of what they need and the energy for the recipe for this spell or energy manipulation or whatever it is that these elite are doing, right? They need these people and that bloodline and whatnot. And so she's arranged to be with Diddy. Now, in the process of this, it's all about Diddy, how he brings the energy of these artists and the people that he signs, and he gets them to also participate in these rituals, literally for their energies, for their souls. Even though you can't really sell your soul, but you know what I mean, like for the contract, for the soul contract, okay? Because they're all working with these contracts. And as I've said before in past readings, like DMX warned us, there's something with these contracts, right? They're deeper than just signing a movie contract, signing a modeling contract, signing a record label contract. It goes deeper than that. These contracts are blood, soul contracts, right? And so Diddy is one of the people that works for them also, right? Who brings people in to participate. But here's the kicker, like Kim knows she's working for the same people, okay? And she's always known, and she always was a part of it because her mother made the deal and she is part of it, and she's always known. She knows she was placed with Diddy. She knows she was placed with everything and everyone and all of the relationships and all of the job opportunities, modeling contracts, whatever it was, the movies she was in, the producers, whatever. You'll find they're all tied. Everybody's tied together. The people that she knows, all of this stuff, it's all chain reaction. It's all tied together, and it's all a deal, right? And so Diddy does this and she helps him do it and she knows what he does and it is what they do and it's what they do. And she did it for the sacrifice, right? I have to do this for my family, for my kids, for, the greater good or whatever, so that we will never have to be without, okay? And that's what she wanted. She wanted herself and her children and her mother and everyone to be stable for life, forever, for generations, right? Which they all are, but not by, you know, like it's very shallow. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a very shallow energy, and you're surrounded by very shallow, materialistic people, and that's constant. Now, your kids do have everything, and they won't ever want for nothing, but at the same time, that shallow energy is around the children. The twins are beautiful, but they're not doing much, and you know, they try to think independently, but like her major concern is like with her sons and Quincy, her oldest, like she knows he knows that there's something going on and he's investigating and he's trying to figure it out. And that's why he's staying close to Diddy to try to figure it out and like avenge his mom's death kind of thing. But like Kim thinks this is a very bad idea because Kim fears that if Diddy finds out what Quincy's really up to, he will kill him. He will have him killed if he finds out. But on the other hand, it's like Diddy has his own plans to use and sacrifice Quincy, Kim's oldest son that she had with LB, right? And LB's out of the picture. And a lot of it has to do with because, like I said, Quincy is hurt and he's looking to avenge, but at the same time, Diddy's keeping him close because he knows something, and at the same time, he's got his own plans for him. He'd rather sacrifice Quincy than one of his own kids. But Quincy should be very, very careful because something's not right with that whole situation. You will be the one that is taken out next if it comes down to it, or if he needs to get rid of you, he doesn't mind doing it. Now, King Combs, the next son, Diddy's son, biological son, right, is the other son that Kim is really worried about because she shows me that he really wants to be P. Diddy. He wants the respect and he is jealous of the relationship between Quincy and Diddy, even though he's not realizing what that relationship really is because they don't trust each other and they're staying close to each other just to try to, avenge. One's trying to do it to avenge his mother's death, the other one's trying to do it to use you or sacrifice you if he needs to. And so that's just how it's going. But the king kid doesn't realize that, and he wants to be Puff Daddy so bad. And he will be the next toxic, cruel leader of this family. But in the end, what I'm shown is like Diddy will die by some kind of asphyxiation, right? So he's strangled or he commits suicide, quotes, right? By hanging himself, or they're going to make it look like some kind of kinky sex thing that killed him, right? Especially now because all of this shit has been coming out. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a suicide or it's going to be some kind of kink, sex shame, death act thing that happened. And in reality, it could literally be one of his sons because you got two sons that want the throne. Well, one that just wants to avenge his mother's death and take you off the throne, and the other who wants your throne, who wants to take your place. And since these kids are so honestly kind of shallow and just raised with nothing but materialism, it's good, but it's bad, right? Because now it's like what it is. But when it comes to Diddy, Kim says, I'll be seeing you real soon. So again, that tells me something's going to happen. And I do think that she comes around and she brings her energy around and she does some jump scares kind of things to him, moves shit around, glances in the mirrors or whatever to where he thinks he sees her reflection. She's messing with them. And, so even in death, she is like still torturing this guy because they played games. And it's very weird to say, but because she was always purposely put with these people, right? There's still games that are played. It's difficult to understand this energy, but they do have some kind of tit for tat back and forth game going on. Um, and she is showing, like that she does. She moves things around his house and she messes with him, and he knows that it's her. And the whole Cassie thing was all planned, and she was given help, and she was helped with an exit plan, and just the whole thing was planned by Kim. And Kim helped Cassie a lot because she knew that Diddy needs her energy, right? There's something about the young, pure woman, child energy around him. Again, it's part of the smell, the spells, the energy manipulation, whatever it is that the elite handlers are doing, right? So they need you to bring in these people and bring in these soul contracts and all this, right? But Cassie was part of that. She's just another one on the list that they're doing this to. But she was helping Cassie getting out. Now, by doing this, she was also exposing Diddy, right? Kim helping her get out, exposing him, but it's also fucking up the elite people's plans, right? Whatever it is they're doing that they need this for. So at the end of the day, you're either working for us or you're working against us. And they didn't care that Kim was killed because of that reason. Diddy also gets punished. He doesn't go unpunished, right? He goes through the whole public humiliation ritual and, gets his little slap on the wrist. And we're all seeing that kind of fade out of the spotlight. But Cassie and her child are not safe, and she knows that. So she also is just kind of staying low because she knows what the fuck she was dealing with. And at the end of the day, Kim and Diddy really had, been placed together, but they fell into love because that's all this woman's ever known is what to do and where to be. And that's her job. That's her placement, right? Like you're here, you're there, you're with these people, you're with that person, whatever. But when it came to Diddy, it became this toxic, abusive relationship, and they were stuck in a cycle. And it was just in a cycle of abuse. And the children had her anchored to him and to it all more than everything else, more than the soul contracts, more than, the deals with the elite and everything. She was willing to break all of those, whatever. But the problem was the anchored babe, to the children. She just could not leave because of that. So all of this, oh, we get along and blah, 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 only because she had to, only because he would never let her go. But at the same time, she's never known any different, right? Kim has been taught to be the sacrificial lamb early on from a very young age. Her whole life is belonging and working for these elite secret society people, whoever, all these handlers that are in control of people like her and Diddy and, go down the list. But there is something within her that was installed at such a young age. The fear of poverty, the fear of struggle makes her do things and makes her make deals her whole in life. There's no real connection, like I said, with God because of that. And even on the other side, she's afraid to move on. And she says, God will forgive even me. And I'm like, yes, Kim, God loves you always, But Kim still lingers because she's worried about her kids, about her son. She worries about Quincy a lot. And she wants her daughters to do more than what she did. And she wishes that they would be like domestic violence advocates instead of just bashing their father or whatever, like that would be the way to really do something with their money and their power and their platform is to be a domestic violence advocate. But the problem is the kids were very sheltered, right? They were very spoiled and in some ways very selfish, you know what I mean? And so and Kim doesn't like me talking bad about her kids. Nobody, not trying to talk bad about nobody's kids, right? But there is now a realization since she's gone through all of this and she's on the other side now. There's this realization that there's so much more than just material stability that matters in this life. And she realizes that a lot of her depression and her unhappiness was because in her heart, Kim knew, in her soul, she knew that what she was doing, who she belonged to, the father of her children, the money, the fame, all of it was all evil, and it was done for evil, and it was creating more evil. And some days the stability didn't seem worth it, right? Some days she was still, Kim was still human, and she still knew it was an unfulfilling life. Her soul still knew that no matter how much money, fame, rich, beauty, it's all an illusion. At the end of the day, it was all an illusion. You cannot take it with you. All of those things are facts, right? And she died for the wrong reasons. And Kim and Diddy, they have like this soul contract, and she has these soul contracts with all of these people, right? But at the end of the day, she was trying to end them all and get out of there. And she didn't care about ending the contracts with the elites. And she didn't care about going against them. She didn't care about going against Diddy anymore. And with him, it was more of a tit for tat thing because this was all she would ever know of love because she was always placed with and put with and told to be whatever, and if she did that, it guaranteed her a certain kind of life and lifestyle. But at the end of the day, she was tired of all of it because she knew in her heart and in her soul that this was wrong, that this was unfulfilling, and it was time for her to end these contracts. And so I'm going to say, Kim, it's never too late. You can always come over to God. You can always come over to what's right and the light side. And all of you out there, pray for Kim Porter for real. For real, for real. Pray for her and her soul. Now we will do Kim Porter's birth chart, and she was born December 15th, 1970. Her sun is in Sagittarius. This brings in the energy of energetic, cheerful, and friendly, on the go traveler, and they need freedom and a direct, honest approach in life. Optimistic and quick tempered, and they could be curious people who love to learn, and they can trust blindly. And as we were talking about in the energy, we can see how a lot of times Kim did trust people blindly. Moon is in Cancer. This is all about sensitivity, um, empathy, intuition, psychic ability, connections with home and family or lack thereof, very responsive to moods and needs and feelings of others. They are impressionable, clingy, quiet, and imaginative. That is Moon in Cancer. Mercury in Capricorn. This is all about order, planner, practicality, seeing patterns and getting results, being efficient, realistic, strong, and stable, money motivated, and it's all about career success. And in a lot of ways, I know they say she was a actress and a supermodel and all these things, and she was, but she was also a very like PR person. Like she put together so much of everybody's plan and schedule and, tours and you name it, like people, contracts, endorsements, you name it. She's like a PR person. So that would make sense. And then we have Venus in Scorpio, which is all about being a social butterfly, being affectionate and passionate, romantic with possessive, jealous attitudes. They can be deep spirituality and aren't afraid to explore the dark side of spirituality, conspiracies, or taboo subjects, right? In relationships, they love or they hate, and they're committed or they just completely cut you off. Now, this Venus Scorpio really shows a lot of what I was talking about in her energy, where there's not a lot of connection to God, but it's not, she ain't afraid to mess with the dark side, and to do those kind of things. Now, the funny thing about this is her Venus is in Scorpio. Diddy's sun is in Scorpio. So Kim would actually be attracted to him for a thing like marriage and children with that, his sun being in Scorpio, her Venus being in Scorpio. She's gonna look at him that way. Um, Moving on, we have Mars in Scorpio. This brings in powerful, passionate, persistent, and private achievements too. And it's all about goals and intense dedication. It's all about being possessive, aggressive, creative, vengeful, and patient, mesmerizing, physically attractive, um, very, very physically active, and just self driven and successful. That is so Kim Porter. Like, she's mesmerizing, beautiful, like, just amazing dedication, goals. She made it happen. Self driven, absolutely. She'd been saying her whole life she was going to be a supermodel. She knew. She knew. Her mom knew. They knew. It was bound to happen. They contracted it that way, right? Jupiter and Scorpio, intuitive, um, just self reliant, musical ability, expansion, growth, luck, fearless, jealous, and observant. They can be secretive, seductive, and explore the mystery of life. Jupiter and Scorpio. And she did all of that for sure. That we know. Saturn in Taurus retrograde. This always brings in a lack of father figure or a lack of connection with the father. As we were talking about in the energy reading, about six, I'm telling you, he was forced out of the picture. Um, they, with the Saturn Taurus retrograde, that lack of father figure, lack of connection, even if you have one, um, just never connect with the man. Also, this brings in desire for financial security and material stability, a deep fear of the lack or of poverty. What were we saying? I cannot explain to you how deep that energy is within her energy. Like, she so fears the struggle, cannot, will not, refuses. Um, Literally, they would sell their soul if it was possible. They are patient and practical and determined, and it's all about karma, love, and deep soul connections and discovering their soul purpose. Now, the funny thing about this Saturn in Taurus retrograde is that P. Diddy has the exact same placement in his birth chart. They both fear poverty and would literally sell their souls if they could. So that was something that they would also connect on deeply. And again, those are the two placements that definitely reflect or are just, exactly like Diddy's chart. And that's why they have that soul connection. As we go through her chart, we go to Uranus in Libra. This is all about originality, unique, progressive individuals with the short temper. They can bring change to partnerships, art, and law. Unconventional, creative, and very intelligent, and they have like eccentric, visionary purpose. So she did all that for sure. Neptune in Sagittarius. This is all about impulsive desire for new experiences, chasing fantasies, spirituality, creativity, mysticism, changing structures and limited beliefs by just exposing them. She likes to expose them. They could be like a running away bride or a rolling stone, and that is Neptune and Sagittarius. Pluto and Virgo, analytical mind with the ability to recognize flaws and imperfections. It's all about motivation, improvement, obsessed with therapy, healing, and trauma, and their physical and mental health. So they'll always be obsessed with that. They invest and create in projects to make the world a better place. And that is the Pluto and Virgo. North Node was in Aquarius. This is revolutionary, great leaders, representation for the people, a humanitarian. They need equality, inspiration, and passion. They break free from society's norms and they find their own identity and encourage others to do the same. North Node in Aquarius. She absolutely did that. As we say, in her birth chart, there's so much energy of her, like she was telling me in the energy reading. I want my daughters to do more and be more advocates for, against domestic violence against women. And, I was there for Cassie and I helped her out, right? Finding the strength or having others, encouraging others to have it if you can't. She definitely did that. And then her Lilith was in Virgo. This is all about an attention to detail, being a critical thinker with strong opinions, healing and breaking patterns of self victimization, self seeking, high ranking kind of individual. They will need to learn to set boundaries so they aren't taken advantage of. Lilith and Virgo. And so that is Kim Porter's birth chart. And you can see throughout her chart how it reflects the energy of her life so much. You know, she was all of those things. And that's exactly how her life played out. And unfortunately, when she started setting those boundaries with people, whether that was the people she was working for, the people she was tied into work and relationships and children with, whatever it was, she started setting boundaries on them. They didn't like that very much, did they? They definitely got her out of the way, or so they thought. Because as she said to Diddy, I'll be seeing you real soon. So, see what the tarot says on the energy of Kim Porter. I would say, honestly, in the next year or two, it's going to kind of go away because, like I said, part of it was just they were mad at them. Like, y'all's fighting and y'all's bullshit, y'all's tit for tat crap. Like, you're putting shit in the public eye, like exposing shit. Kim was exposing shit. Cassie was exposing shit. Like, these elite people that these gatekeepers, whatever you want to call them, that Kim and Diddy work for, they were not happy with their behavior and causing problems for them and what they were trying to do. And her trying to break the contract. Hey, 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 we need that bloodline, and this is why I'm saying there's something with the Sean's son, Diddy and fucking Kim's son, King. There's something with him. He's gonna be the new ruler like he wants to be. He's gonna be just as cruel and evil as all the ones that came before. I don't know what's going on here, but there's something with Kim. She knew, like I said, in her heart's a heart, in her soul, she knew this wasn't worth it. This wasn't right. See? Defeat falls out. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't right. Sadness falls out. Look at that. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't right. What did I just say? It's just everything was not for what? But that fear of poverty and struggle is so ingrained into her just from everyone and everything around her. It's really strange. Never felt that kind of feeling before. Let's see what the tarot says for Kim Porter. The energy around Kim Porter. There's definitely something here because we have the hermit energy, spirituality energy, right? Not knowing where you're going, how you're getting there, taking it one step at a time. Virgo energy. She crossed over and she knows she's crossed over. She's not sure how she's going to get through this, but she's still getting through it. And she is saying, would God forgive me? And yes, he would, Kim. And how am I going to do this? And, she's learning how to function and work on the other side. And then here in the present is the Knight of Pentacles. This is about that slow, steady offer. It's also about, you know, could be a younger earth sign towards Virgo Capricorn, and it could be a slow, steady offer, right? It's about having integrity and doing things correctly and doing things right and having that offer. This could even honestly represent the oldest son, Quincy's energy. I'm getting that definitely just because he wants to avenge her death. He wants to know what's going on. And then in the future, what do we have? Well, here comes that King of Cups, that water sign energy, Scorpio energy here. Well, Diddy is a Scorpio, King of Cups energy. Bottom of the deck, we have challenge, fighting, challenge, Five of Wands. So interesting. I find that interesting because I do think he could even be bringing him an offer, bringing him something. Here you go. Yeah, drink this. Oh, look, you died from ammonia. Like father, like son. I'm telling you, there's too many people around this motherfucker just dying of pneumonia and overdoses. And oh, look at that, a gang shooting all the time. Let's verify this Knight of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. There's a slow, steady offer here, and he gets his wish fulfillment. Spirituality, healing. I really think this is representing the oldest son, and he's in that night energy, but he's healing. He's getting his wish fulfillment here. He's figuring it out. Yeah, because like I said, I really don't think Diddy's gonna see it coming. And that's why I think it could be from the sun. On the other hand, could be the other son too, right? Because as I said, that other son wants the throne. So some of them are like slow and steady till I get my wish fulfillment. Here's an offer for you. That's what's going on in the present. It could be both of them. Look at this. I got another night. Wow. Quincy's a Gemini. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then I'm pretty sure the other one's in Aries, though. But either way, I got two knights looking for their wish fulfillment right here. And they both got skill and third party going on here. So, wow. That's interesting as fuck. So we got two knights looking for their wish fulfillment. Trying to heal, having gifts of spirituality, literal physical gifts. Let's verify. What are these two knights in the star? Oh, it's a plan in action. Look at that. With the 8 of Pentacles. People are bored though. They're real tired of waiting around while they're trying to put this plan together. Lots of learning and growing here. It's like I am learning this business. I'm learning how to do things. Patience, long term, lots of adding to your education, gaining qualification. Yeah, they're trying to figure it out, whatever it is. But like I said, there is boredom here. So what happens with this King of Cups in the future? Because I see two knights trying to get their wish, planning. That's what I see right now. Wow. So what happens to this King of Cups in the future? Oh, some more planning. He's also planning. Yeah, well, he did not become this successful and freaking get rid of all his competition because he was stupid, you know what I'm saying? So here comes that Seven of Pentacles. This is all about planning. He's going to be planning on them. He's got to be patient, though, because he ain't there yet. They're probably one step ahead of him now. But there's some planning here by the King of Cups here in the future. Okay. Verify one more for this King of Cups. Again, boredom. She's just not happy with the offers. Here comes a King of Swords. So this could be a lawyer. This could be somebody who runs the numbers. Oh. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could also be the sun goes from a knight to a king. This king comes for that king? Possibly. Wow. There's boredom here. It's like I don't like the offers. I don't like what I have to take. I'm bored as fuck. I want new offers. I'm trying to plan. It's not working out. King of Cups is having some problems here in the future. And what's his outcome? Rest and recuperation. So then it's like I just retreat. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything. Because look who's coming. The devil. He's got a contract with the devil. But what did I say also? This relationship between Diddy and Kim was toxic as fuck. Look at these two people chained together in hell. Like literally. And I'm telling you, she lets him know. Let me go back and verify this hermit because I think she's the hermit back here in the past. This motherfucker really took me out. These people really fucking killed me. That's all right though, because I got some spirituality and I've been working with these arts for a long time, right? It's actually in my bloodline, right? She ain't stupid. She's just taking it one step at a time. Wish fulfillment with the 9. This might have all been part of her plan. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment with the Hermit. Come on, man. She literally was like, I don't even care. It was all a wish fulfillment for her. She might have understood that she could do more on the other side than she could do here. Literally. Especially with the people she was contracted into working for since freaking forever, since she was a child, you know? This might have been exactly what she wanted anyway. She knew it was going to happen. She knew it was coming. Because that's what you get with this motherfucker. Absolutely. Because here's the 10 of Swords. It was like, yeah, that was the only way to end it. Literally. I could do more on this side than I can do on that side. And I'm telling you, the minute she crossed over, I could see her energy. It was within a few months she was already communicating with me and other psychics because the day she woke me up, not a week later, a very well-known psychic on YouTube did her reading. And I'm like, it's amazing. Once they figure it out, they'll talk to anybody who, they can talk to. This future, okay, so this is what it is. It's exactly what the energy said. You got 2 knights right here looking to take this throne from this king. I guarantee you that they got wish fulfillment, they got spirituality, they got material gifts, and they're planning here. They're planning on it. They're learning and figuring out and developing skill. And then in the future, we have a King of Cups, which would represent Diddy, and he's going to have to start planning, but he's not getting the results, resources, support, whatever it is. He's bored with the freaking offers. He's not getting it together. Then he just tries to recoup. Absolutely, this has something to do with the children, because here comes the son and the children. Yep. Soul contracts all over this motherfucker. I'm telling you. What is the outcome for this King of Cups? He's going to try to recuperate. He's going to try to retreat. He's going to try to not do anything, not say anything. Here with that 4 of Swords. Because he's not getting the offers. He's got to go back to planning. He's only at 7 out of 10. Even these boys here are 1 ahead of him. So, let's see. What's the outcome? Ace. Wow. Forward movement, cutting through obstacles, representing truth. The truth comes out. It's just stuck right now. Hangman energy, Pisces energy, and I kept getting Pisces throughout this whole freaking reading. And I'm like, who the hell is a Pisces? I can't find anyone that's a Pisces. Here comes that cup of love here.
New beginnings, inspiration, new beginning, enough of everything. He might have just paid the piper. That might be it for Diddy, honestly, on this side. He might be good with the elites again and he might get some kind of new job, new position, new something because I got two aces here. So either he gets a new contract, a new position, a new job of some kind, or someone comes in and becomes a new king because they're on your ass. There is no doubt. There's reunions with old friends. He might get a good word from someone that used to have his back or something like that. Yeah. You know, what I find strange is the fact that they threw Diddy under the bus. All this shit came out about Diddy, and then all of a sudden Usher was the golden child and getting fucking awards and shit. Like, what's up with that? Like, I don't know, man. I have no idea. And he didn't say anything about all this stuff. Like, that's weird. I think it's weird. Again, it's rotated, it's set up. They already know. They know who's going to be who, who's going to do what. I'm telling you, they didn't mind him killing Kim anyway because her doing what she did, exposing him, fucked up the elite people's plan, and they were upset with that. So, whatever, you're either with them or against them. If she's working against from someone who's been basically born into it, groomed into it, and now all of a sudden they did the same shit with Aaliyah. You know, Aaliyah also born into it, groomed into it from a very young age, right? Like, and then they got rid of her, but they didn't get rid of Kelly. They just punished him, right? Like, same kind of shit here with Diddy. It's like they don't get rid of him, they just punish him, go through some kind of humiliation ritual, and then you get some kind of new start. Yeah, and I said in the Leah video, you know, it goes back for karma worth the lifetimes for her too. And that Kelly would get out, and sure enough, they're going to. I promise you, they're gonna let R. Kelly out. They're gonna let Puffy get some kind of new beginning too, or one of these sons are gonna come in and take it over. Interesting. Someone's gonna try with the truth and the forward movement and everything. It's like this unstoppable force. You can't stop this. Whatever this is, it's what it is, and it's contracted out for lifetimes. These people aren't getting away with it, though. It's going to be a battle within their family for a very long time. And I think she knew that. But I think that's why Kim was okay with being on the other side because she knew there was more that she could do there. But I definitely see more truth coming out surrounding Puffy because he might be trying to plan and he might be trying to make moves, but he's not getting what he needs. And so he's going to just kind of, not say anything, kind of recuperate, kind of, okay, whatever, wait for the people to forget about it, get bored with it, whatever, and then come out with some more truth, some more, something, some kind of truth, some kind of force. They can't stop it though. It's just paused right now, but it will start over again and just a cycle that continues. So I don't know. She said it before and she'll say it again. See you real soon, Diddy. And maybe it's just that you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Huh. Truth's gonna come out sooner or later. Truth's gonna come out sooner or later. And these kids want that throne or they want to take him out one way or another. I would wait and see what happens. In the meantime, y'all pray for Kim Porter. Pray for her and that her, heart and her soul and the light within her shines brighter every day on her soul and that she gives, her energy and her purpose to God because it's in her to be good and do the right thing. It's just sometimes we're born into it. Sometimes you just don't know any better. And then sometimes you figure out better, right? And when you know better, you do better. And that's what she's trying to do. But watch for that truth to come out while he tries to stay quiet. Truth is going to come out. And we shall see. what happens. That is the energy reading for the late, great, beautiful, mesmerizing, incredibly talented Kim Porter. Thanks so much for watching.